Coming to you live from the White Picket Studios in Houston, Texas, this is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Welcome to the Realty Ruckus out of the White Picket Realty Studios. I am your host, Alan Hernandez. Sitting next to me, your producers, David Bonilla, Gibran Hernandez. We are here to make sure that your real estate business is growing right alongside with ours here in Houston, Texas. Speaking of Houston, is it going to stop raining this weekend, man? I'm like worried
I don't know.
right
It's
now.
happening already.
I'm seriously worried. I mean, we've had these floods 2 years in a row.
Bro, you better
3
jinx
years
us.
in a row. And I want to make sure that we don't have it again this year, because I don't know if you know this, I'm getting ready to buy a flood house. Actually, I'm closing on what I consider one of the coolest, nicest houses I think I've ever purchased.
Really?
But it's it's a flood house. It's a house that flooded.
And how many
Twice.
times has it? Okay,
2 times.
Dang it, you beat me to it. It's not interesting if you jump ahead of
Here's
the question.
thing. If it floods again during the so-called what is this? What are they calling it
So
nowadays?
there's it was a
Hard
20% chance. Now it's up to 30%.
Yeah.
So 1 in
Yeah,
3.
that's
That's
not-
pretty good. 1 in 3 that we could have a tropical depression
this weekend.
But it's not only the tropical depression, it's the fear. It's like every time. It's the way that things get caught up in the Gulf. They circulate out and back in, out and back in. And so they rain forever on top of us.
Meteorologist over here. Did you
I
predict
If we
that?
point
Did you
here on the
did you
back
predict that?
here,
Look, man,
can
weather.com is showing me. Look,
The
we're
thing
good.
is, we don't want it
you
to
see
flood
that
again,
cloud
okay?
up in the sky
And
over
now,
there?
every time it rains in Houston, everybody's out there sweating bullets, including myself, now that I'm buying these.
It is really stressful, man. No joke. Look, I was at a restaurant, and it started raining like hell the other day, really, really hard. And everyone in the restaurant was standing up and going up to the window and going, "Oh man, the water's coming up real quickly." It's a thing in Houston
It's a
now.
thing
You
that you
see
do.
it start raining, and you're like, "Oh boy, here we go again. It
Yeah.
could happen."
Yesterday when it was raining, my pool was getting to the brim, and I was already telling Vanessa,
Getting nervous,
hey,
huh?
call the pool guy, and figure
Yeah,
out what we
man.
got to do, because this thing's gonna overflow. I mean, yeah, you start.
It's
you
a
start
legitimate
freaking out a
fear.
little
Dude,
bit.
I already had friends that already had their cars flooded out this year.
Yeah.
Like in the last storm, their cars got flooded out.
Yeah.
And that's how bad it rains here. I mean, we are that city now, and it's not getting any better.
It's crazy how that works, and we've talked about it several times, and we've said, it might just be easier to move to Dallas. It might just be easier to just pack up everything and just put everything over there.
But we
that we have
voted.
here.
We voted, and I think Austin won.
Austin
won the vote off, but
Austin's
it's the
a little
thing.
more fun in our opinion.
Yeah, but the thing is, Austin is so much more expensive than Dallas.
Hey, speaking of fun, I forgot to tell everyone. I
wonder when else gonna come around.
Stop the presses.
I forgot to tell everyone about how much fun we had this weekend. Thank you guys for joining us, the people that did. We went out to Galveston this weekend, and you know what? I haven't been to Galveston in maybe years. I don't
Really?
know. It may have been maybe 5 or 6 years, just because. Galveston's not really considered a nice beach, especially when you go to the beaches in Florida.
Look,
often.
I went there this weekend. I was there with you guys.
Yeah.
It's
Not
not
bad.
that bad.
It's
it's
not
not.
bad.
I
They've
mean,
cleaned it up.
people make it sound like
It's
it
just
is
when the
the
wind's
worst
blowing
beach
one way,
ever.
it brings up the dirt
Yeah.
and it looks brown. But other
Yeah.
days when the wind's calm or it's blowing like south,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like that. It looks blue.
Yeah, it's
not only
not
that,
bad at all.
We went offshore fishing a year ago or 2 years
Yeah.
ago, and we went out there into the water. And I mean, once you go over the reef, it's blue. It's crystal
Yeah.
clear. We were out there with dolphins last time.
Yeah, it was
It's
actually
not that bad.
very surprisingly cleaned up. I mean, I did not expect it to be that clean. It only smelled like New Orleans about 20% of the
Smell
time.
like New Orleans.
Where were you, man? In like some dumpster alleys and shit? Where were you?
I'm just kidding. We went out there and we just had a good time. We got on the longboards and we did what, 2 to 3 miles.
I got to say something.
We did
I'm
over
very
3 miles.
impressed with all of you because y'all did 3 miles on a skateboard.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good, man. I'm very impressed with that.
Brandon's trying to tell me that I didn't do the full 3 miles, and he's right. I only did about 1.5.
Oh, here comes a
he
confession.
I
was,
only did 1.5.
Oh, boy.
But I'm going to tell you guys why.
Oh, wait, you guys grabbed onto the back of their bikes, didn't you?
No, what happened
Y'all
is
did.
what happened is Brandon grabbed the board as I was trying to longboard, and he pulled it away from me, and I landed.
Brandon says there's two sides
I
to every
landed on my
story.
feet.
And he says, your story's not either one of those two sides.
Look,
Yours
I
is just
landed
a
on
lie.
my feet, but when you're as big as I am and you land on your feet, you still get hurt.
It's like a
you know?
shock.
Like things still hurt. So
You either crack the concrete or you crack yourself.
unfortunately, I cracked myself, and I couldn't walk for the rest of the time that I was there. I had to go and take some pills and wrap my knee and all this other stuff.
I did see him wrap his knee. That is true.
Not cool at all. But a couple of years later, and I was good, and we had a good time. We hung out at your mother-in-law's place,
But did anyone tell you, hey, you're being a quitter right now?
I heard my son talk to me. I heard my son tell me that. Like in my mind, I was like, man, I just yelled at my kid. I just yelled at my kid for quitting, and here I am. But you know what, man? I was in a lot of pain. I was in a whole lot of pain.
I'm just giving you a hard time. It's funny because he had to keep going.
Yeah, of course. That's how this works. You can get away with stuff when you're an old man and you get hurt and things just start creaking and not working right. I didn't really believe people when I was young, and I used to hear, oh, it's just because I'm getting old or whatever. And now I'm like, man, they were so right.
Right to an extent, but I still don't believe it. I think most of my hurting and stuff is just being too fat and just doing things I shouldn't be doing.
So David,
when I said Indian style for a while, I feel like that.
David tried mountain biking for the first time last week. Did he tell you that story?
No.
We went mountain biking with David.
2/3 of you guys were here.
We went mountain biking with David. This is the first time that he's ever gone. And I tell Brandon, hey, Brandon, take it easy. Don't go too hard.
Take it easy, man.
Take it easy, man.
No, first off, Brandon's like, oh, yo, do you got a helmet? Oh, do you got gloves? Oh, do you have the right shorts? I'm like, no, what the fuck, Brandon? I don't have any of this.
He didn't have anything. But we get like half a mile into the trails, and this guy literally runs into a tree and breaks the bike.
Well, hold on, not half a mile into the trails. We rode some trails. We crossed the street. We went somewhere else.
I know. We crossed the street.
Yeah.
No, we
went really far.
It was like an epic journey.
No, we went to like a whole different side, and Brandon's like, this is the chill spot. You just like go up and down. That's it. You don't even need a pedal. No, dude, this was like
this is
up
why
and
we're
down.
in real estate and not in some sports, because
For the record, and in David's defense, you guys did that same shit to me, and it's why I don't go mountain biking anymore. Y'all were like,
back.
come on, BB, it's just a little hill. And I went on that hill, and then I hit a tree, and then I was like, oh, this sucks, man.
No, I'm going back.
You're alive, you're good, your bike's good, we're gonna go back, we're gonna make it. Point of the story is, there's a reason why we're in real estate and why we don't longboard and mountain bike for a living, okay? There's a real good reason why. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit of real estate. We got to take a quick commercial break here shortly. But how about the fact that NAR literally raised the dues on us, even though we all said we didn't want that. I mean, we gave everyone our opinion, we voiced it, we told everyone. Then they said they were gonna postpone it. They were going to postpone the raising of the dues till next year. Did you guys check that out? And all of a sudden, what did we get? You'll find out as soon as we get back. We got to take a quick commercial break. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned. Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey guys, Alan here. Are you a home investor in need of house plans and permit expediting services? If so, Houston Plans and Permits is your local one-stop shop. They have over 15 years of professional design experience and have a strong team of knowledgeable permitting expediters to service all of your projects. Please contact them by calling them at 281-372-1555. Again, 281-372-1555. Or visit them at their website, plansandpermits.com. Again, that's www.plansandpermits.com.
Hey Houston real estate agents, this is Alan Hernandez, broker at White Picket Realty. I want to let you know that when you're ready to stop working your real estate career and start building a real estate business, Team WPR is a place to be. Not only do we offer real results, real support, and real branding, but furthermore, 80 to 100% commissions of your hard-earned money going back to you. So make sure you reach out to us. Join at teamwpr.com. Again, that's join, Join, at teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, before we went to break, Alan broke the big news. Breaking news. NAR decided that they were going to not listen to any of their members. They were not going to listen to the second largest, and I think the other one that you said was the fourth largest association in the United States that was fighting back against it, and their membership approved the $30 dues increase.
Yeah,
Even though they first said they were going to postpone it till next year. Didn't you find that strange?
They thought about it, and I think they just decided to say, we're going to do what we do, and if you guys don't like it, well, too bad for you. Tough, yeah. But what does this mean? Look, there's a big difference when you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But this year, associations have a choice. They can choose to not sign up again.
I haven't heard that mentioned, or I haven't seen that.
HAR is talking about it. That's something that HAR is going to be discussing, and I'm sure that the new board of directors, after they do the big vote in, what is it, August?
August. Yep. August 12th, I think.
It's going to be one of the topics that they're going to come up with inevitably is, what are we going to do about the NAR dues increase? Are we going to go along? They can't choose to not pay the extra $30. So the real question is going to be, do we stick to forcing all of our members to be members of NAR or not? And if they choose not to be, how does that affect all of our members? Because there's going to be some fallout too. Yeah, what perks do we lose?
Looking at. Yeah. What are you going to not have the ability to be able to use or have? The biggest thing that NAR says that they are providing to us is access to tools like ZipLogics, which in my opinion are outdated dinosaurs. And I don't know who uses them, because apparently they do have a user base, and there's people out there that do use that platform. I have no clue who does. I don't think any of our agents do, because I feel like there's so much better technology out there already available. And of course, all the other discounts, all the other items that they provide, they supposedly also go out there and represent us, our best interest when it comes to representing us in the government. And whatnot, but I haven't seen that from NAR recently. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I haven't personally seen it. I haven't personally felt it. So that's all the stuff that's going to have to be weighed out. And like you said, maybe that's one of the things that's going to be on the ballot when it comes to the new HAR board of directors, and which we may have a say in that, because we may be looking at running this year again.
And here's the thing, NAR is not very good at letting you know politically what they're actually lobbying for.
Right.
And just an example, if NAR was doing their job, they would have stepped in when Ben Carson decided he's going to change the HUD rules on affordable housing, because that's one of the biggest problems that we have right now is the lack of affordable housing. Now, whether you agree with government-aided assistance or not, that's not the question. The question is, should NAR have stepped in and said, hey, wait a minute, you're going to hurt housing all across the country. Let's slow this down. Let's really think about it before we do something.
We already have a problem with affordable housing. Yeah. Make the problem worse.
And so I don't really see what exactly NAR is doing
it's on
to
their
try
website,
to help the problem.
But beyond that, there's not really outreach. Realtors aren't made aware of what those advocacy
They'll argue
points
with you
are.
about it, though. If you go out there and you post something about it or go onto a forum, they're going to come back and say, well, we have these millions of dollars going to this lobbying group and going to this and going to that, and this is supposed to help you, this, that, and the other. But it's the fact that we don't personally feel it, we don't understand it, we don't see it. We don't see how it's actually helping us. Like, for example, how we see NAREP really going out there and working to change things, creating programs, and making sure that we, as the realtors and members of NAREP, see what things we're going out there and fighting for.
And I would say, if you are a member of NAR and you've actually gone to their conventions, let us know. Let us know, like, hey, you guys are completely missing the point here. We went to the convention.
Maybe the $30 is worth the expense. And it wasn't to look. Just so that everyone knows, it was never about whether we wanted to pay $30 more or not, because we understand that this is a business that you have to invest in.
And it costs money to run a good organization. No one would complain about $30 a year if we felt like there was value to the $30.
You know, this is a perfect example of no one argues money when they feel like there's enough value.
Absolutely.
Right? And this comes back to like when people come to you, and this doesn't matter if you're a lender, an investor, a realtor, when someone, your client per se, asks you to take a reduction of price, it's because you haven't perceived enough value. And that's what we're questioning here is, where is the value for us to be able to pay you $30 more and a 2.5% increase for the rest of, you know, how many years?
So here's the thing, and you're pissing off a lot of realtors at a time when the role of the realtor is really under question.
Yeah.
And that brings us to our next topic, which is OpenDoor. Now, OpenDoor, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to give you the real quick rundown on what they are. So OpenDoor is basically a hedge fund. And what they do is that they go out and they purchase property by the masses. Now, their numbers are much different because, like we talked about in another episode, sometimes hedge funds are only looking for a 3 to 5% return, as to opposed to most investors, they would at least want to see a 20% return on a flip.
And they're just coming in and doing a quick fix.
Yeah, so they're coming in, they're cleaning up, they may be touching up the walls, they do a quick coat of paint, changing the carpet. They're doing very basic minor stuff, what we would normally call a paint and carpet rehab. They may be changing countertops, they may not even be changing countertops. They want to keep it as basic. If it's not broken,
don't fix it.
It's as basic as possible. It's a wholesale. They're basically wholesaling properties, but they're using their institutional money.
These are all investor terminology. So if you guys can't understand this, let's make sure that we
I feel like I might be speaking rocket science here for a second.
Because you are. Not everyone understands the term wholesale.
Everyone knows retail.
Yeah.
Retail is you're selling it and you're trying to get the top of the market for it because you've got a nice property. And then you've got wholesale, which is my property is crap. It needs work. It needs stuff. I'm selling it as is.
You're selling it to an investor for cash in exchange for a quick closing.
Yeah, and a wholesale is basically right in the middle. It needs some stuff, but we're going to fix all the broken things. We're going to make it very livable. It's going to be nice enough, and we're going to sell it at a reduced price, maybe not top of market, but definitely not as low as wholesale either. So that's a quick terminology on that.
And what you're saying is OpenDoor is taking that position, going in there, just cleaning things up, buying the house, and then putting it on the market. But the important part about all this is the technology that they're using to get buyers into them.
Yeah, so this is why their company is called OpenDoor. And we've had this discussion a lot, and I'm going to ask you this question in a second because you're a licensed broker, and I want your opinion. If you're listening and you're a licensed broker, I want your opinion also. Or if you're an attorney or you actually know about the law, we want to hear your opinion because this is a real question. But what makes them so great is their ability to get consumers into homes without an agent.
Yeah.
So they can, I pull up my app, I open up the OpenDoor app, it shows me all of the properties that can be looked at instantly. I can drive up there, I click that I want access, the app approves me, it runs me through a background security check to make sure that I'm not some creeper, that I actually am a home buyer. I believe it makes you upload a pre-approval as well. If you want to look at more places. We want to check that real quick. But I think I read that somewhere that they do have you upload a pre-approval to look at certain properties. And so then the door opens. It's got a key fob on it. That's one of those Bluetooth ones. It opens the door for you. You go in. There's cameras all over the house to monitor the property.
They're sensors, not cameras.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's sensors, not cameras. But, okay, so they're like security sensors throughout the property. You go through, you look at it, and when you leave, the door locks itself, and that's it. And they're all vacant properties. And now this is legal because they own the homes. They actually own them in their name, and therefore they're not using a broker to broker. They're using a direct to consumer. And as a homeowner, I can choose to let anybody in my home if I want to.
Right.
So here's my question as a broker. If a seller tells you, Alan, my house is vacant, which we represent a lot of people who've got vacant homes.
Yeah.
My house is vacant. I want you to put it up to be able to be looked at anytime by anybody, as long as they've got some kind of pre-screening in the app or whatever.
Right.
I'm fine with anybody walking through the home. Is that legal? Can a broker do that? Or does it have to be shown by another licensed agent since the broker doesn't own the home?
Yes, it is legal.
Okay, so it is
Yes.
legal. Okay.
The legality isn't whether you have to have an agent or not.
Okay.
The issue that always comes about is the risk that you're taking
Yeah.
by letting people
Strangers.
they're strangers into
Yeah.
a home and could vandalize it or steal things. Now, right now, you can send a potential buyer or someone that's leasing a home
Yeah.
into a vacant house. You can send them without an agent, and that's considered legal.
Okay.
The way that you would do it in this case is you would get written permission from the seller.
So
the
you
seller
have
would
to
give
have
you
something in
specific
writing.
written permission, letting you, allowing you to let people in without an agent.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What OpenDoor is setting up right now, and I don't know if they've thought about this or not. Maybe they have. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm way behind on this.
And I'm
I
sure
haven't-
this
I
is
haven't-
their complete business model. So
Yeah.
you know they've thought 10 steps
I
ahead
haven't
right
read
now.
up on these guys as much as you guys have, but I can tell you that this is something that every builder wishes for.
Yeah,
because builders
absolutely.
hate paying commissions, all right? Whether they tell you otherwise or not, they don't like it.
Yeah.
They don't like it. Why? Because they can easily hire someone for 30 to 35 grand a year, pay them, $100 or $200, sometimes more if you're lucky, per transaction to just sit there at the model and sell houses all day.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have to pay 3% or 6%, 3% to list and 3% to sell. They don't have to pay all that. They would rather pay their in-house people that.
Yeah.
So imagine if a builder got a hold of this technology where, hey, anybody that wants to come see the house, you just got to register on this app and come see this house.
Well, and that's what's crazy to me.
I'm
'cause
registering right now
I-
to see what the process is
I thought
like.
about that too. Is NAR is huge.
Yep.
They're I think the second or the largest home builder in America.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got other companies like KB Homes. I know they're not really around that much anymore, but you've got Meritage Homes. They're
Yep.
huge also.
There's
These are
163 builders in Houston. Did you know that?
yeah, but and out of those, there's some that are just massive
Yeah.
giants.
Yeah.
Those massive giants, why are they not already doing? They own all those houses.
Yeah.
Why don't they have this already?
Well, they
What-
don't have this software, but imagine when OpenDoor becomes or makes this software available to them, just
Yeah.
like it's available for their own properties.
Yeah.
So that's just next
basically
step.
licensing it to the builders.
And the point of that is that this technology eventually does become available to just other companies, other builders, other brokerages, or whoever it is that pays them a licensing fee or whatnot. And it changes the way that the industry now handles the business, and it may also change how much we can charge.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what you were saying is, well, where are these organizations, these large organizations, to protect us from keeping this from happening or really impacting, the way that we do everyday
Absolutely,
business?
because if NAR wanted to slow this down, they would add something to their code of ethics. They just made a bunch of changes to their code of ethics, and they would say it's not ethical to show a home without an agent.
Brian K says, doesn't OpenDoor concept narrow client base by doing this?
I guess it narrows the client base down to people that are using their app. But if enough people want to use the app and are using it, which they show that they've got good user base.
With a large enough investment, they make this app so public that this could be the way that people buy homes from
Absolutely.
that point
By
forward.
the way, I registered. All it required was my phone number and my current home address.
Oh,
Imagine.
wow.
This could really change things up. We got to keep
Yeah.
our eye on this. We have to take a quick commercial break. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey guys, Alan here. Are you a home investor in need of house plans and permit expediting services? If so, Houston Plans and Permits is your local one-stop shop. They have over 15 years of professional design experience and have a strong team of knowledgeable permitting expediters to service all of your projects. Please contact them by calling them at 281-372-1555. Again, 281-372-1555, or visit them at their website, plansandpermits.com. Again, that's www.plansandpermits.com.
Hey Houston real estate agents, this is Alan Hernandez, broker at White Picket Realty. I want to let you know that when you're ready to stop working your real estate career and start building a real estate business, Team WPR is a place to be. Not only do we offer real results, real support, and real branding, but furthermore, 80 to 100% commissions of your hard-earned money going back to you. So make sure you reach out to us. Join at teamwpr.com. Again, that's join, Join, at teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to finish off our conversation we're having about OpenDoor. And you guys don't get to hear what we talk about on the breaks, and that's probably a good thing because it doesn't always make a lot of sense. But what we were talking about during the break is this is a pretty revolutionary if you can get enough consumers on board. Yep. If there's enough people who want to just go on the app and they don't mind being assigned a real estate agent, well, now you pay a little bit less for the buyer's agent because they're not having to do a lot of the I guess, grunt work going. Yep. And no buyer's agent likes to go open the doors. The fun starts when submitting the contract and doing the negotiation. Right. The going in and showing the house, that's just part of the job that you have to do. This is pretty cool. When big companies start licensing this technology, then we'll start seeing a real change to real estate, and then we'll start seeing a change in the way commission structures work and the way that the role of the buyer's agent, the role of the listing agent. This could be very revolutionary, or it could be a complete flop here in 5 years. Who knows?
Well, I think the industry overall is pushing to change the way that we're structured organically. Yeah. This is already happening. People, not only are technology companies doing it, there's brokerages all over the place trying different structures, different ways. It's going to change. It's going to happen. And we don't have to have a crystal ball or a BB Damas give us the predictions on this. We just know.
Thankfully, we have a BB Damas.
Thankfully, we have a BB Damas.
But if you want a BB Damas, I mean...
You got one,
you
right?
can license our BB Damas for us for a fee.
I could be licensed to OpenDoor.
We'll license that instead.
I'd be like, OpenDoor. I predict.
No, guys, here's the thing. If you wanna really make it through the next possibly 5 to 7 years, which is where we're gonna see the biggest changes, you have to stay really agile. You have to be able to move with these changes and adapt to them. And like we mentioned earlier in this show, bring value, produce value.
Absolutely,
so that
that's
it's
huge.
Not necessarily a matter of what your fees are. It's always the value that you bring to the table.
Yep.
And therefore, your fees may be able to potentially stay where they're at. And if you have to adjust them only in exchange of the fact that you may not be doing something for that.
Exactly.
Okay, I have a question for you. This is for a prediction.
Okay.
Now, this is for your prediction, not for mine.
There's no Alan Damas here.
And then we're gonna jump over to events after this prediction. But this is a legit question. Mm-hmm. Do you think that in the future, and when I say future, I mean in the next 2 to 3 years, a company like OpenDoor will start licensing themselves not to brokerages, but to the entire MLS association, so that any agent can just click, yes, approved by seller, instant showing, and now it pops up in the OpenDoor app. Do you think that that'll happen?
I think it'll happen as quickly as they watch this episode of the Ruckus.
As soon as they see this, the light bulb is going to go off.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, these guys are onto something.
Yeah. So, I mean, think about how cool that would be if I could just click. I'm typing my listing in, and one of the things is, do you have approval from seller to do OpenDoor?
Yeah, please upload.
Click yes. Boom. I upload my document, and boom, it goes into the OpenDoor system.
I think that's pretty incredible. A phenomenal feature. I think they could charge a fee for that. They'd crush it on the market. They'd make a ridiculous amount of money. They take a cut of the commission or some sort of fee per listing, something like that.
Well, think about it. They keep all the buyers, and then they can either resell it or they give it to their own agents, or they keep the 3%.
What they have right now is total control of where the market may go. They just haven't totally implemented it just yet, and it's incredible what happens.
Justin Marconi commented, "Thanks for watching, Justin." He says, "Those who are fearful what OpenDoor could do to their buyer side business then may need to reconsider how often they're following up with their buyer clients."
Absolutely, I don't disagree with that because, like I said, the real value is not just in opening a door; it's in the negotiation, it's in the submitting the contract, it's in the everything that comes after you show them a bunch of houses.
You're gonna have to twist that around and kind of replan the value.
Let me help you understand that the consumer side of the business,
they see like, giving the access is the value.
They see buyer's agents as someone who only has the ability to open a door.
Yeah. It's like you're the gatekeeper.
They never see all of the other things that the buyer agent actually does or should do. And here's the thing, there's a lot of bad buyer's agents out there that give the good ones not such a good reputation.
Yeah. Man, thanks so much for that comment. We appreciate that. Unfortunately, we got to jump into events, man. We got to let people know what's going on, what we're doing.
Make sure that you guys are putting all of these events on your calendars. We're going to be there as well to hang out and chat with you. What do we have coming up?
Yeah, so tonight we actually have one coming up, the Real Estate Networking Mixer hosted by Capital Concepts. Always a hot event at a popular downtown location, Chapman and Kirby. That's from 5:30 to 8:30. Always a great event. And I hope to see you guys out there. And then actually we have
wait, are they providing drink tickets?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, very cool.
Of course.
Two of them?
I think one. I think you get a drink.
You get
one drink ticket. Yeah, they don't want people getting smashed. Not on their dime.
Okay.
Well, it's also Chapman and Kirby. It's it's upscale establishment.
It's a pretty hoity place. We get it. One drink ticket's okay. It's just standard for the industry is different. It just makes.
I mean, like Jet Lending and us, we give away as many drinks as you want.
For our
some
events,
people give 2
for
drink
Jet Lending
tickets.
Events, it's you drink as much as you want. But I also understand why you want to be conservative.
I'm just going back to a comment we got here. Everyone seems to believe what we believe, that agents have a value proposition problem. That's what Colin JJ says.
I completely agree with that.
That's the problem is most agents, they don't know where they bring the value to the transaction.
Or how to even convey that.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. All right, keep going with events. Sorry, I just want to point that out there. Thanks for the comment, Colin.
Brandon's giving us the signals over here. Okay, sorry. Casino Night tomorrow, hosted by Quest IRA. Guys, this is going to be a great event.
Yes.
Wednesday. I'm sorry, it is tomorrow. Oh my God.
Wednesday.
May 23rd, 6:30. And it's going to be at Rockefeller's off of Washington Avenue. Now, there is a cost to get in the door. It's $25, but this is actually benefiting the Houston Area Parkinson's Society because
Quincy,
one of the
founders of Quest was recently diagnosed.
Exactly.
And we want to support them. By the way,
we're a sponsor of the Craps Table, which is my favorite gambling game.
We're a sponsor of the Craps Table, and Quest is a sponsor of our big happy hour.
That's right.
Which is also coming up.
It's coming up on June 5th. The Real Estate Rally, guys, the biggest real estate networking mixer in town from 6 to 9 p.m. Again, Tuesday, June 5th, St. Arnold's Brewing Company. There's going to be I think
lenders,
about 400
investors,
real estate professionals,
realtors. We've raised tons of private money there. We have attorneys that come by, all sorts of professionals. This is really for anyone that wants to grow their business.
Now we have a special VIP ticket available as well.
We do. Let's tell them about the VIP tickets.
So priority food.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Priority food access, priority beer access, priority entrance, and you get to rub shoulders with the top industry leaders.
You don't have to stay in line. You don't have to stand in line. Is that what you're saying?
No lines for
I hate
you.
standing in lines, man. That's like a pet peeve. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us on today's show. Make sure that you put all of the events that we just mentioned on your calendar, but you can also follow us at Houston Real Estate Events on Facebook. Don't forget that we're on every Tuesday and Thursday from 1:30 to 2 p.m. We'll see you next time, and don't forget to keep up your ruckus.
There you guys.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.